So I get asked frequently on a daily basis, how do you have the confidence to take a trade? How do you have the confidence to hold a trade? How do you have the courage? Or how do you, like everything, all of these questions, how do I have the confidence to do? Well, the first reason on why I have the confidence to take a trade is because I have a proved trading system that I have tested for over the past 3 years, and no matter what, I stick to my rules. I know that if I see a trend line rejection, structure, EMA, trend, and then fib, that's my trade, and that's it. Every single time I take a trade, I have fully accepted the risk. Within this stop loss, whatever the case that I have risked in here, I am 100% okay with it. If it hits stop loss immediately, I am okay with it. That's why I risk that certain amount. I have seen this time and time again, not only back testing, but live testing. I have so much data. If you go out now, let's say you go now to whatever pair it is you like to trade, and you go to the daily candlestick, and from the day of this recording, you go back 3.5, almost 4 years now, you see every single daily candlestick. I have lived through that. I have watched every single 4-hour, 1-hour tick to where price is now. So I am confident in my next trade because I have seen it time and time again. I am 100% okay with whatever happens next. If the trade immediately hits my stop loss or immediately hits my take profit, whatever, I am 100% okay with it, clearly because I have taken the trade. I will not take a trade if I'm not okay with the outcome, because then I am now emotionally attached to the trade. So those are the main things on how you are confident and have the courage to take the trade. I would go back, write them down, do whatever it is you have to, but every single time I take a trade, I ask myself, does this trade meet my rules? Whatever the rules is, if you trade impulsive, is this an impulsive trade? Yes or no? Have I fully accepted the risk? Can I take this trade and completely go to sleep and wake up 100% okay with what happens? If I lost, if I'm at break even, are you okay with what happened? Have you seen this before? Are you taking this because you're bored? Are you taking this because you haven't taken a trade in the past 3-4 days? Are you taking this because you just want to be involved? And what is your why behind this trade? Why? Why are you taking this trade? Are you taking this trade because it met your rules? Or are you taking this trade just because you want to feel involved? I feel like that is the most important one. So many lack confidence because of their previous experience with the markets, right? Maybe you have just come off of a losing streak, or maybe you have just blown your second, third, fourth, fifth account, whatever the case is. This now has completely stopped your motivation and it has killed your confidence. Well, this is something that is terrible simply because your losing streaks and your blown accounts, the markets don't even know that you have done that. The markets are nowhere near aware of what it is that you're going on. This is just simply thoughts that are going through your head, and then you're magnifying it because of your emotions. Now, from all of the data that I have collected, off of this years of trading, and then even within myself, within trading, we all seek some type of confirmation, or we're seeking another source to say, yes, that's okay. Well, this is tragic to your trading. So let's say that you're watching somebody on Instagram in the stories, and then they say, oh, I have lost today $5,000, and then you yourself, you've only lost 500. Well, now you seek this confirmation. We're like, oh, if I lost today, it's okay because X person lost along with me. So now you feel better about yourself. Now you're like, oh, I'm not the only one that lost today. Because you feel the sense that you're not alone. You're in this with somebody else, whether for the good or for the bad. But this is very damaging because it falls back into you comparing yourself to others. Now you're relying on that person's confirmation, whether it's good or bad, for you to seek your emotional aspects of whatever the trade has the outcome in. This is why this is very essential to you having your trading plan. If your trading plan says you take a trade at this session with this confirmation, that's what you do, and that's it. If your trading plan says you go to break even at a 1-to-1, once you are 1-to-1, you go break even, and that's it. You don't go out breaking these rules like, oh, I'm gonna wait till it gets to 1.5 and then I go break even, and then that it tends to come back up, takes you out of break even. Now you're emotionally attached to the trade, and then you're not confident when it comes back to putting the trade at break even because now you have moved around your rules. And what this trading plan does is that it doesn't let you go out seeking exterior confirmation, because maybe the person you're watching or whoever it is you're following, they have a completely different trading aspect and a completely different trading style that you have. The only way to build this type of confidence and this type of courage is by experience. It's not gonna come from your first, second, third month. And I know it sucks. This is not what you guys want to hear, but this is like school. You don't go to school your first 6 months of college and then you're already, let's say you're studying to be a doctor, you're not already doing surgeries or in the surgery room. You first need to understand and know what it is you're getting in. And then you need to understand if that's what you want to get in. And then a year down the line, whatever the case is when you start touching the patient and working on them hands-on. So this is very much the same. You need to collect that data every single day. You need to go to the school. You need to learn before you earn. And I know people find this very annoying. For some reason, I don't know why, but journaling is like your homework. You're creating your own homework for yourself. Nobody out here is gonna come and be like, okay, you have a test tomorrow, you need to do this. This is the bad part about trading, is that you are entirely up to yourself to put yourself in the spot for the things you do and don't do. So you need to journal your trades so you know that you are following your plan and keeping all of that data. So when it comes to your next trade, you're like, oh, well, my journal says that I literally just took that trade 2 weeks ago. It's the exact same trade. So now you're confident taking that trade. Journaling is very, very, very important to trading. And by doing this, you realize that you now minimize the amount of trades you take. Now it's going from quantity to quality. So by doing this and looking back at your journal when you see the next trade, so now you have built this confidence and courage. So what you're gonna see is you're gonna find yourself taking less trades. It's gonna end up being quality over quantity. So it's where the less is more falls into this business. Less trades equals less stress. Less stress equals more time equals more money. So this is an analogy that I like to always put. It might be funny to you guys, but it's very much the truth when you put it into perspective of how it goes. We're almost like alligators hunting for our prey. You think an alligator is gonna simply just go out there and run after a deer, whatever the case is? No, it's not gonna be able to be compatible with the deer's speed. Well, it's very much the same with us. We can't go out and we can't run after the markets or the moves or whatever the case is. It's simply we're just gonna literally not be able to make it. So we have to be like an alligator. An alligator literally just waits right there in the surface of the water by the bay, and he simply baits the deer, the zebra, whatever's coming to the water to drink it. Same thing with us. We're here sitting in front of our monitors simply waiting for the trades to get to our area of interest. We're not gonna go out there to the market, run after it and force it to get to our area of interest. Same thing with an alligator. An alligator is not gonna force the deer or the zebra to come to the shore so that it takes a sip of water. It can't run out and grab it so it brings it there. No, it needs to simply wait for it to get there. Once it gets there, it's close enough, then it takes the strike and it hits. Same thing with us. We need to wait for the trade to get to our area of interest. It gives us that confirmation, it's rejecting the area, then we take the trade. There's gonna be times where the alligator goes to strike and it misses. It happens time and time again. I know we've all seen Planet Earth. It's just the part of life. Same thing, the trade's gonna get to our area of interest, it's gonna be a beautiful rejection, and it's gonna be a loser. That's why you need to have accepted the risk within the stop loss area. So if the deer runs away, let's say the alligator misses, whatever the case is, that's fine. What does the alligator do? Just simply go right back into the water, move to a different spot, and wait for the next deer. He knows he cannot run after the deer because it's pointless. It's just not gonna happen. Same thing with us. When we lose a trade, we need to just be like, all right, cool. We'll wait for the next trade to come to our next area of interest, and that's it. We simply wait in front of our monitors, same way how the alligator waits in the water. And you think that the alligator goes 2-3 days without eating because there's just simply no deer coming to get to the water. You think he's gonna go ahead and change the strategy and start running after the deer? No, he's simply gonna stick to his plan, which is wait for the deer to get near the water, and then he strikes when it gets there. If it's 4, 5, 6 days without him eating or anything coming, there's nothing he could do. That's what he is to plan to get his food. Same thing with us. If our plan is to wait for all time frames to be in sync, waiting for rejection from support, EMA, FIB, everything that I put in my YouTube videos and the learn, then you simply just need to wait for that. Nobody's gonna judge the alligator when he has gotten the deer inside the water. It's that simple. Nobody's gonna judge you after waiting 3-4 days and then you get those massive swing trade moves by simply sticking to your plan. Nobody's gonna judge you once you get to that point. Now this is something very key. Believing that you have to be doing something in order to be doing something is damaging. I'm gonna say that again. Believing you have to be doing something in order to be doing something is damaging. Does that make sense? Just put that into perspective. Write it down, listen to it, and then it'll make a little more sense. So now we're gonna move on to the next video, which are emotions. This is a very big topic. I know a lot of you guys have emotions fluctuating up and down, but it's gonna make sense now a little bit the way I break it down. So I'll see you guys there.